P-A-S-C-A-L. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. We got some breaking news. Holy poop on a stick. Holy poop on a stick. We got some updates, some breaking news. Not even an update. This is brand new news, y'all. No lie, okay? No lie. Remember that? Remember that song? Anyway, we have got to get into this. Oh, my dear God. Oh, my Lanta. As we just heard from somebody in another show when they were looking for Joseph Couch, if you guys don't remember. We got some breaking news, y'all. And this is insane, and it's brand new news. I had something completely different set up for a show today for you guys to talk about something else, which I'm going to have to push over to the side and talk about here fairly shortly, okay? But still, nonetheless, we have got to talk about this because we have been on the Diddy train, okay? Run on the Diddy train, never coming back. I don't know why that song just popped in my head. That's wild. Never thought about that song before. But anyway, still, we have got to talk about this because this is absolutely, as I would say, knuckin' futz. Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. So do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Crush it. Because we got a brand new case, a brand new one that he just got caught all up in. And we got the lawsuit paperwork documents to look at. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on the TikTok and all that stuff. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. We got another new lawsuit. It is insane, okay? And the details are absolutely mind-blowing. So we're going to get right into it, okay? Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. Follow me. Hit that follow button, please and thank you. Follow. Hit that follow button, okay, on other platforms, Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram. Show some love on those places. Don't forget to subscribe to my main channel, The Pascal Show, the main channel right here that you're watching right here on YouTube. But more importantly as well, go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. That's where I'm doing shorter shows, right? Talking about one particular article or one particular subject matter within 8 to 20 minutes long type of videos, okay? Where you get to listen to me talk about what's going on in the world and then some. And there's been a lot of things going on with this Diddy train, this Diddy dumpster fire. It's been absolutely insane. So be sure to subscribe to the Pascal Show Clips. Get over there, subscribe right now because I've been putting out a lot of content over there as well, okay? You're going to get the lives here, and you're going to get those clips over there, okay? All right. Don't forget, hit that join button down below. Become a member because I'm giving you, guys, that hot fire, okay? The info, all right? Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, please go check out pascalmerch.com. We got some really great t-shirts, graphic tees to hoodies to tie-dye types of items, everything. Go check it out. I guarantee you're going to find something you're going to love over there, okay? Anyway, we got to get into this, all right? I'm sorry. Okay, this is some wild stuff. And I know some of y'all are like, we still on the Diddy? And it's like, yeah, we still are because it's still so much. There's still so much info blazing through here. There's so much info, guys. There's so much going on. And you got to remember, this is also Hollywood that's getting involved, that's getting thrown under the bus, literally. All right. Diddy driving that bus, and he's just driving the goom, and he's hitting the reverse, beep, beep, go, running over every Hollywood celeb potentially here in the near future. A lot of people are now going, damn, I got caught in that photo. Damn, now I gotta speak out. Now I gotta say something about something. And I really didn't want to say anything about anything. I just went to the party. I had a good time. Yes, I saw some things, but I didn't want to be a part of this. Damn. 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 But unfortunately, those are the breaks, right? That's the situation in which is going on. And I think that this is going to be like this for a while. There's going to be more and more updates on Diddy almost every day till there isn't anything left, to be completely honest. So get ready, get comfortable. I know some of y'all are already sitting in your front row seats with the buttery popcorn, watching this dumpster fire that is the Diddy train. Okay, that is the Diddy files. All right. So I appreciate you guys being here, but this is new and this is brand spanking new. And you know for a fact, anytime something new pops off revolving around the diddler, we talk about it, right? So we got a new thing. Diddy has been sued again. Yes, he's been sued. He's looking at another lawsuit. A new woman by the name of Thalia Graves has spoken out in her lawsuit. And we got the paperwork, we got the documents, and we're going to get into it. And I'm telling you right now, oh my Lanta. Wow. This one's bad. Like you heard Cassie's. It's just as bad as Cassie's. It may be even more graphic. So T-Dubs, just so you know, this is not the greatest thing. And of course, I'm still wondering who this Thalia Graves is and all that stuff. That's still something I'm still trying to, process. I got a little bit of I skimmed through some of the documents really, really quick to, of course, so I could be here with you guys, so I could read it with you guys live and all that stuff. And so went through some of it and I was like, oh my damn, this is crazy. Okay. So first off, T-Dubs, we don't need to put it in, in bold or, in caps in the chat or anything. I'm going to be using a lot of code words. So if you got problems, man, with me saying some code words, get used to it, because that's the only thing I got. That's the only choice I got. Okay, I'm gonna put the mic down. It's just, it could be so cold out here, guys, with these code words, these damn code words. But understand that I have to use these code words, okay, guys? So if you're like, S-A, why don't you just say the word? Well, deal with it, okay? Mama needs a new pair of shoes. So let's get into this, okay? Let's get into this. Again, this just sucks, all right? But we're going to get straight into this mug, all right? Brand new lawsuit, guys. Brand new, okay? Brand new. I'm going to use the brand new breaking news, okay? Hot off the press, or whatever the hell it is the newsboys do back in the day, right? Hot off the press. Come on over here. Just a nickel. Right? To find out what FDR says about the war. Come on over here. Get yourself a new piece of paper. Okay, I digress. So, of course, Thalia Graves is the plaintiff. Okay. And of course, she is going after Sean Combs, Joseph Sherman. Of course, all of the entities, all of his LLCs, all of his businesses, she is coming for him like crazy. Okay? Let's be real. All right. So it says plaintiff Thalia Graves, by and through her attorneys, which from my understanding, this is under Allred, Gloria Allred, under her own law firm, which Diddy might be trembling in his booties right now. Well, I mean, he's already been let's be real, he's locked up. So yeah, he's trembling in his booties right now for sure. Apparently he's not even eating either. But we'll talk about I've already talked about that. Go check out my second channel. I talked about that first thing this morning because, like I said, I woke up and there was so much more information, so much more going on revolving around Diddy. And like I said, this Diddy train ain't stopping anytime soon. Okay. So, introduction. In or around the summer of 2001. So, this is 23 years ago. Graves' life was violently knocked off course when Diddy and another person, Joseph Sherman, viciously arred her at the Bad Boy Records studio in New York City. The plaintiff was 25 at the time and dating one of Combs' employees, a relationship that Combs exploited to lure Graves into meeting him and Sherman alone. Once they successfully sequestered Thalia, Combs and Sherman gave her a drink, likely laced with something, with some sort of substance that eventually caused her to briefly lose consciousness. She woke to find herself tied up, for lack of a better term, right? Code word city, guys, okay? Combs and Sherman proceeded to brutally SA and violate the plaintiff. Diddy mercilessly arred her from the front and the back. Sorry. This is not easy. Even reading it the second time around, it's not easy to read it the second time. First, second, third, fourth, it doesn't matter. Okay, this is what she's alleging, and the details she says in a little bit are absolutely crazy. Okay, Sherman forcibly slammed her onto a table. It struck her. Then he put his part into her mouth. Both men were undeterred by her cries for help throughout this vicious attack. So Graves never recovered from this violent situation. She has unthinkable thoughts and ideation and has received extensive psychological treatment because of the defendants, these two men, because of what they did to her. For decades, she remained silent. It did not report the crime out of fear that defendants would use their power to ruin her life. Sound familiar? As they had repeatedly, explicitly threatened to do. To this day, Graves suffers from severe depression, anxiety, and panic attacks and still lives in fear of defendants. Now, I want to say this really quick before we continue on. Isn't it interesting that, we had Cassie, she said her stuff, she said her truth, she gave out all that stuff, very scathing lawsuit, right? She gets her 30 mil, but she also is the one that basically took the thumb out the dam, right? And then the dam started to crack. And then now that he's been arrested and he's in jail, now you got the whole dam breaking open, and it's just a tidal wave of information that's coming out right now, right? Things now are being more confirmed than ever before, right? And I feel like now it's going to embolden, it's going to incentivize more individuals, more victims to step forward. She happens to be one to step out of that area, right? To step out of that dam. And trust me, once now this is filed, there's going to be other women that are going to step forward and possibly other men, right? But I think, like I said before, Cassie was the woman or was the boy with his finger in the dam. Remember that whole story about the boy with the finger in the dam? Or am I the only one who remembers that story? But nonetheless, finger in the dam, right? She finally released that finger from the dam and now everything's going crazy, right? So I think that this is about to get crazier here soon. But I said this before, and I mean this with all the goodness of my heart, in my heart. We have to sift through who's actually telling the truth and who's actually lying. That I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of people that know that he's worth he's a multi-million, if not billion dollar freaking industry. Okay. He's a walking multi-billion dollar industry. Okay. Yes, people are taking a lot of his money right now, but at the same time, I am very concerned that other people are looking at this and going, "Okay, I'm taking the notes from all these other people, and then I'm going to draw up my own story." Kind of like this book, possibly. Kind of like the possibility of this book, right? Somebody taking an opportunity to take these rumors, these stories, then put famous people's names in it and call this a diary when this could absolutely be fan fiction. Just saying. Okay? So we just have to be very, very careful. And I'm not sitting here saying that she's not telling the truth. Not saying that at all. All I'm saying is now is the moment when everyone needs to start sifting through and treading lightly within this kinds of stuff. Okay? And I see a bunch of y'all in here. I appreciate you guys being here. It really does mean a lot. Okay. I got some roses on the TikTok. So if you guys can show some love by hitting some roses up there, that would really mean a lot. If you're watching on other platforms, hit that like button down below. Crush it, crush it, crush it. Please subscribe. Go to my secondary channel. Again, the Pascal Show clips. Subscribe over there. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers over there as well. So please subscribe to both because I'm putting out so much content on both platforms, not only just on Diddy, but a lot of other things that are going on in the world. Like I said, I had plans to do something completely different, and then I got an alert about this new lawsuit, so I pushed everything aside so I can give you guys the hot new details on this situation, because you know for a fact we are all watching this dumpster fire. Let's continue, because it's in fuego, okay? It's so hot, it's in fuego. Muy caliente. Muy importante. Let's continue. Any progress that Graves, the plaintiff, made in healing from the attack over the years was dramatically reversed on or around December 27th, 2023, when she learned for the first time that Combs and Sherman had video recorded the horrific R 20 years before and had shown the video to multiple men seeking to publicly degrade and humiliate both plaintiff and her boyfriend. Now, let me just say this again. Yes, I was right. If this claim is true, and if you're reading the title above, hopefully I changed it. Yes, if you're reading the title above or down below, wherever you're watching the show, except for on TikTok, I didn't have a chance to put it on, change the title on TikTok. There's a possibility that they distributed. I'm getting ahead of myself. I already know. I'm getting ahead of these lawsuits, and we're going to hear it in a second. But this woman is alleging that he made these tapes and then he was distributing them. He was selling these tapes. This is what they're alleging. This plaintiff is alleging, because apparently this Sherman fella has something to do with the adult film industry. Yes. Remember what I said? Y'all need to hear what I say. Remember what I said yesterday? Remember what I've been saying since the jump? I'm going, hey, why is he making all these videos with multiple angles and all that stuff? You're telling me he's not selling these things? He's not sharing them to certain people? He's not putting them out there somewhere? If this lawsuit is true, have mercy. Have mercy indeed. We're going to get to it. I know I get ahead of myself, but I had to just blurt it out. Okay, let's go. All right. The plaintiff could not believe the defendants would record themselves committing such a gruesome crime and then proceeded proudly and widely to disseminate the recording of it. She was distraught and sunk into a deep depression. She again considered doing something unthinkable to herself, which, of course, I got to use these code words. This action seeks redress for defendants brutalizing, misogynistic, and violent attacks on the plaintiff, starting in 2001 with their R and continuing in the subsequent years as they compounded her humiliation by showing the video of the SA to others. Now, obviously, she resides in Texas, okay? Thalia Graves is her name. And of course, we already know who Sean Diddy Combs is. But who the hell be Who the hell be Joe Sherman? Defendant Joseph Sherman, aka Big Joe, is a male who, on information and belief, resides in Westchester County, New York. On information and belief, Sherman was employed by Combs and or by the Combs corporations during the relevant period. The facts of his ownership or of Combs' ownership and titles and Sherman's titles at the Combs corporations enabled Sherman to commit the unlawful SV against this plaintiff described herein and or to harass and subsequently intimidate her into silence after this violent attack that happened on her. Okay? Defendant Daddy's House, okay, is a domestic business corporation that is incorporated in New York and on information and belief now has its principal place of business in West Hollywood, California. Okay, let's continue on though. We don't need to know all this extra stuff. All right. Moving on. This is all just stuff about Bad Boy Records and all the other entities, all the other all the other businesses that are under that Combs owns. Okay. So we're gonna skip right through this. Factual allegations, background. Okay. Hold on one second. Just skimming through this really quick. Okay. So here it is. Background. Plaintiff's family immigrated to New York City when the plaintiff was a teenager in connection with her mother's work. Her family ultimately settled in Queens, where she completed her education and where she was living when she met Combs. So Combs, we already know about him. Okay. We already know about his story, what he's done, his fashion, beverage, marketing, film, television, media industries, all that stuff. We already know about all that stuff. Okay. Yeah. Moving on. Okay, so we already know that he has a long history of doing these really, really bad things. But let's get into defendant Sherman, also known as Big Joe, was employed by Combs as his bodyguard and head of security during the relevant period or time period described herein, and served in various roles in the Combs corporations. Sherman is also the founder of Rhymes and Dimes magazine, a New York registered corporation, and through or in connection with that company produces and distributes adult film content. Interesting. On information and belief, he has often distributed videos of his and or his friends' SAs through his adult film company. Moving on. Plaintiff met defendant Combs in or around late 1999 or early 2000s through her then boyfriend, who was an executive at Bad Boy. In addition to working together, plaintiff's boyfriend and Combs had a close personal relationship. Boyfriend and Combs be close. Now we know this could mean a myriad of different things. Ain't that about a bee? Moving on, though. Plaintiff frequently visited her boyfriend at the Bad Boy studio in New York City and attended events hosted at Combs' residences. Over time, Talia became familiar with Combs, and he knew about her relationship with her boyfriend. So he's fully aware of that. But let's not forget, guys. Let me just remind you guys really quick. Doesn't Diddy have a history of bashing his dude's girls a lot? Didn't in this, if my memory serves me correctly, didn't Steve Harvey's daughter, Lori Harvey, have a relationship with one of his kids, and then they broke up, and then next thing you know, you see him out with Lori Harvey. Ain't that what happened too? Ain't that what happened? I'm not crazy, am I? And you see it in photos. I don't have the photos, but people are showing photos with her hand in his hair, rubbing at the back of his head and stuff like that. And it's like, wait a second, you don't do that to the boyfriend's daddy. You just don't. That's just nasty. But he apparently has a history of doing that. Oh, that's your girl? Well, I'm about to smash your girl. Ain't that crazy? And you know there's some guys out there like that. Even they're not even Diddy kind of guys. Okay, they're not Diddy. They're not at that level of success, but they're always the guy that wants to smash. There's always that one guy that wants to smash everybody else's girl. Ain't that crazy? But that's a real thing, y'all. That's a real thizzang. Okay? So he has a history of doing this. Sorry for the sidestep, but he has a history of doing this, don't he? Okay, so the defendants ply her with substances, and then violently attack the plaintiff. Let me just blow this up so you guys can see this. And I appreciate everybody for being here. Please hit that like button down below. All right, let's get it to 1K. I don't think that's too much to ask. Let's get it to 1K. We're halfway to 1K. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hit it. Hit that like button down below. A like don't cost a thing. A like don't cost a thing. Okay. And that's me really singing. See what I did about the J-Lo. Okay. Never mind. But hit that like button down below. Okay. Let's get it to 1K. We're over halfway there. So let's just do that, okay? Don't forget to subscribe, because I'm giving you guys as much breaking news as I can, revolving around all the crazy cases that we have been covering, okay? But let's get into this, okay? Defendant's ply her with substances and then violently attack. In or around the summer of 2001, plaintiff received a call from Combs concerning her boyfriend's employment at Bad Boy. Now, first off, why would he be calling her about her boyfriend's performance, about his employment at Bad Boy? So that's weird. Yeah. Yeah. I need you to come over here, Talia, so we could talk about your boyfriend's job. What? Make that make sense. Enid, I love you too. Okay. Puerto Rico. Okay. Appreciate you. Okay. And I love Puerto Rico. Okay. So let's move on. That doesn't make any sense, by the way. He told her he wanted to meet with her in person to discuss her boyfriend's supposed performance issues. What? Her boyfriend was determined to climb up the ladder at Combs Records label. And as his romantic partner, Talia was committed to helping him. Talia agreed to meet with Combs. In retrospect, it was evidently a sick and twisted way of using his ownership of and title at Bad Boy and its affiliate entities to Talia, and also show his power and ability to humiliate her boyfriend, his executive. A few hours later, Combs arrived at the plaintiff's mother's residence in Queens with Sherman, who was employed by Combs as his bodyguard at the time. Sherman was driving an SUV. Combs was in the backseat. After she got into the car, he offered her a glass of wine, which she accepted. Combs began discussing his alleged concerns about her boyfriend's performance at work. Meanwhile, as plaintiff drank what had been handed to her, she started to feel lightheaded, dizzy, and physically weak. In retrospect, it is clear that Combs had caused a substance to be put into her drink. Just a few sips of wine had never impacted her that way. Combs and Sherman drove the plaintiff to the Bad Boy studio in Manhattan. When they arrived and the plaintiff tried to get out of the car, she realized that she was feeling odd and found out she could not walk. She assumed this was her fault and did her best to act normal and followed Combs as he led her eventually to a couch in a private room in the Bad Boy studio. She later came to understand this was Combs' personal lounge and office at the Bad Boy studio. He sat on the couch next to the plaintiff, to Talia, and continued speaking to her. Talia began feeling even more woozy and sedated. She then lost consciousness. When she came to, she had no clothes on. She had her hands tied behind her back with what felt like a plastic grocery bag. Plaintiff shouted for help. In response, Sherman lifted her up from the couch and forcibly slammed her face down on what was apparently a pool table. Shortly thereafter, this is when Diddy comes into the room without any clothes on too. He reaches for a container of lubricant that smelled like menthol and proceeded to apply it to his man parts. He then bent her over a table, causing her feet to dangle above the floor, put her head down, and you can read that, but attacked her from the back. So Talia is 4 feet 11 inches tall. She weighs about 103 pounds at the time. Talia was unable to move, totally overpowered physically, in addition to being plied with substances and obviously tied up. She screamed out in pain, but Combs continued to violently attack her from the back. He easily physically overpowered her, smashing her head down on the pool table while she futilely tried to wriggle out from under him. During this brutal attack, she threw up. She threw up on the table. At one point, she involuntarily messed herself. Okay? She went number 2. Combs was undeterred. He wiped himself off, applied more lubricant, and without any acknowledgement of her distress, proceeded to attack her from the front. So again, she says this was burning sensations from the front and the back. She continued to scream for help because the extreme pain she felt as he did this to her over and over and over again. So then she lost consciousness again. Like I said, this is not going to be easy to read. All right. So I'm trying my best to code word the out of this. Okay. The next time she regained consciousness, the plaintiff was on the couch and Sherman was standing in front of her with his self fully exposed. He struck her and then put himself into her mouth. He hit her again and continued to do this to her mouth. Okay. She once again lost consciousness. When she next awoke, she was on the couch without her clothes on, alone in the room. She was in severe pain and distress, both front and back down below. Okay. Her front and back burned. Her face and wrist were badly bruised. Her private areas smelled strongly of menthol. She felt a liquid, presumably I'm trying to think of man juice, I guess. Okay. Dripping from down there. All right. Her dress was thrown over her, her purse was on the couch next to her, and her bra was on the floor nearby. She did not see her underpants. Terrified that Combs and Sherman would return, she quickly got dressed and bolted out of the studio room where she had been attacked. Still dizzy and weak, plaintiff called a livery driver, okay, that her family regularly hired and knew well. The driver picked her up from outside the Bad Boy Studios. She was disheveled, crying uncontrollably, and suffering from agonizing pain. The driver drove her to the hospital and tried to convince her to report this situation and get a R kit, but she was unable to leave the car, shaking and crying hysterically and terrified of what Combs would do to her and her family if she reported him. Whew! Okay. Okay, let me just take a little bit of a break off that, okay? Because reading it in your head, when you're skimming it is one thing. It's another thing when you're reading it and then you're reading it, right? And you're going, "Oh my dear God." And it's like, what kind of monster, right? What kind of individual would do stuff like this? What kind of individuals would do something like this, right? And again, it's still, of course, a thing of, and this is the thing that we ask all of these things. It's, how did this actually happen, right? How could this actually happen in the way that it did? And then without it being reported until now. This is the first time I'm hearing of it. And I'm sure for any person that's been heavy into the hip hop gossip columns and the hip hop gossip blogs and all those things, I'm sure they're looking at this and going, "Oh my word, this is the first time I've ever heard of this one." Right? You've heard rumors about Cassie. You've heard rumors about Kim Porter, right? But I've never heard of a Thalia Graves. Never heard of a Thalia Graves ever, personally. So again, pretty crazy stuff when you hear all of this. All of this, right? So the aftermath and impact of this tragedy. So Thalia sustained serious physical injuries from the aftermath of this R. As noticed, she had been burning in that area. Okay. She had bruises on her wrists and face. In the days after the A, she suffered prolonged bleeding from the back. Okay. And hemorrhoids. Because of Combs' power and notoriety, Talia was afraid to report what had happened. She was involved in a contentious divorce and custody battle at the time and feared that that reporting this R would cause her to lose custody of her young child. She confided in her boyfriend, Combs' employee, hoping he would comfort and support her. But instead of supporting her, he discouraged her from disclosing the A, telling her it could negatively impact his own career. That's crazy. Following the assault, and multiple times over the years, both Combs and Sherman contacted Talia and warned her to be silent, threatening repercussions, including Talia potentially losing custody of her son if she ever disclosed this vicious attack. Because of their enormous power in the industry, including through their ownership of and positions at the Combs corporations, Talia knew that they could follow through on their threats. Talia told her close friends that Combs and Sherman did these unthinkable things to her, but as noted, was afraid to report the attack to police out of fear that the defendants would follow through on their threats. She was even afraid to stay in New York City while Combs lived there. So, with the help of a friend, she fled to Pennsylvania. The plaintiff also has, in fact, relocated multiple times throughout the years in an effort to stay away from Diddy. The plaintiff has suffered irreparable irreparable harm because of the brutal attack by the defendants Combs and Sherman. She suffers from severe depression and PTSD. She also has suffered, like we heard before, unthinkable thoughts, ideation, intrusive thoughts, and has attempted to do this, has attempted to try to do that unthinkable thing to herself. She lives in constant fear. She struggles with hypervigilance and experiences anxiety and panic attacks in social settings, preferring to be alone. Her need to hide to feel safe has strained her relationships with friends and family. This thing that happened to her has also impacted her ability to engage in acts with intimate partners. To this day, she cannot be in certain positions, if you get what I'm saying, without experiencing flashbacks of Diddy doing this unthinkable thing to her from behind. Plaintiff learns that the R was videotaped and published. Published. You understand? Published. Out there, y'all. Published. Not just, them looking at it with friends. Hey, check out this crazy video, man. This is crazy. No. Published. People saw this and consumed this. Bought it. Published. Let's go on. On or around November 27th, 2023, all the trauma of the R came flooding back to Talia when her former boyfriend revealed to her for the first time that Combs and Sherman had recorded and published a video of the horrific attack. Earlier that month, Cassie came forward and filed a lawsuit against Combs for subjecting her to years of severe S and physical A. The case had been settled one day after it had been filed, which was really fast, guys. Let's keep it real. Plaintiff's former boyfriend invoked Cassie's effort to hold Combs accountable, and for the first time confessed that years earlier, but sometime after the actual R itself, Sherman and Combs had showed him and a group of men, some of whom were still also employed by Combs companies and or their related entities, the video of Talia being R'd. He disclosed that Combs and Sherman had a pattern of and practice of non-consensually recording women engaging in these types of acts, these carnal acts, and making those videos available to the public, including selling tapes as corn. Oh my God. Come on, man. Like I said, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? I've been saying this for damn 9 months. I've been saying this for a minute. I'm telling you, if this lawsuit is absolutely 110% true, he was putting that stuff out there. He was selling these doggone tapes. But who is he selling them to? That's what I'm saying. Who is he selling them to? You're not putting this out there at a triple X store, just sitting up there. You know what I mean? The diddler strikes again. You know what I mean? You don't have those out there. So where's he putting it? Where's he selling it to? You feel me? Let's continue. But he was selling them. Moving on. A Bad Boy artist later corroborated in a text message that Sherman, quote unquote, used to sell spicy content of him doing this to chicks. And that Sherman did that to a lot of women, quote unquote. Plaintiff's former boyfriend, Talia's former boyfriend, reported that he and the other men watched the recording of Talia's R on a handheld camera while at Bad Boy Studios in New York City. Combs, Sherman, and some of the other men made derogatory comments about the former boyfriend's relationship with the plaintiff, with Talia, in an attempt to shame him into cutting ties with Talia and to cause her further emotional harm and embarrassment. Real talk. Imagine being that guy. Like, can you imagine that? Do you understand if I walked into a room and they're all like, yeah, I got this crazy new movie. We got to check it out, man. This is wild. And you put the movie, turns the movie on, however they, if it's a tape or if it's just putting it up on a screen. And then all of a sudden you see that that's your girl. And that's what happened to there is no conversation. I'm jumping across the table. Point blank. And then I'm calling 911. Not only for you, but also for you too. Because after what I've done to you, then I'm going to call 911. And then you're going to get your ass arrested. I'm just saying, real talk. Are you kidding me? And you got all these people sitting around smoking cigarettes or, blowing trees, drinking libations and watching this video and just making fun of it and having a good old time. I'm sorry. You and I are not having words. You're going to have a conversation with my fists, and that's it. That is it, son. But what did this guy do? Sounds like he just sat there and just took it. Unbelievable, y'all. Unbelievable. Shoot, I'll show you some brother love. Shoot. Okay? That's crazy. That's just crazy. If this is true, this is crazy. Okay? This is absolutely crazy. Hold on. Let's get to this last part of this page, and then I'm gonna read some super chats here really, really quick, okay? Because there's a little bit more. So, on information and belief, defendants continue to show the video of this situation to others over the years and through to the present, and or sold the video as actual content, spicy content. Like I said, if this is true, y'all, man, let me knock out like 3 super chats here really quick. Mimi, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. For all of them. Yes, 1K, please. And thank you. Let's get those likes up. That would really mean a lot. Hi, Pascal and fam, and the lovely people who have not hit the like. And my love to S Dubs. Thank you so much. And yes, to S Dubs and all the mods, okay, for holding it down, continuing to hold it down. Kimberly in Japan, what's up? Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. I really do appreciate it. Don't worry, we ain't done yet. I got one more super chat I want to read, but thank you so much for gifting those 5 people. And and Kimberly just gave 5 people some positive energy. All I ask for you to do is to pay it forward. Open a door for somebody, do something nice for somebody, okay? Be a positive beacon today, because there's just so much evil out here in these streets. We need more positivity. She just gave you some positivity, so go and do that. Buy somebody a coffee, okay? Open a door for somebody. Call up your mama and tell her you love her. Whatever it may be. Just do something positive with that energy that she just gave you. That's all I ask, okay? It's a simple ask. So thank you, Kimberly in Japan, for gifting 5, okay? And of Carbonized, thank you so much. Her love don't cost a thing, except thousands in post-relationship therapy fees. Yeah, you ain't wrong with that, Carbonized, all the way from Canada, okay? Sipping on a big cup of maple syrup, you Canadian. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay. And maybe, yes. All our loved mods. Absolutely. Nothing but love for our mods for holding it down as always. Okay. But again, I will come back to all the other super chats. I really do appreciate the support. But yes, this is absolutely insane. You got to be kidding me that this plaintiff, like I said, we have to err on the side of caution, right? This could very well be real. This could very well be fabricated crap too. You have to be safe. We have to be careful nowadays. But these allegations are absolutely insane. He sold these tapes Now, there's been rumors that he's been selling tapes like of Usher and Bieber and stuff like that for like $500 million or something crazy like that. But I've only heard that through the rumor mill. I have not seen anything written on paper as far as legal documents and whatnot. But now you're seeing a full-on new legal document where she is literally saying that they distributed these types of content. Let's not forget, when they went and raided his Miami home, he had rooms, not just one room. He had multiple rooms in which he was engaging in these kinds of parties. Okay? In these kinds of freak offs. And then, of course, they said within those rooms, there were multiple hidden cameras throughout the entire rooms. So that he can have this stuff for his spank bank. Like I said, why is he making this kind of content, and where is he putting this content? And I've been saying that for almost a whole year now. Okay. Ever since we started reading about Cassie and the breakdowns of everything that went down, and she's talking about how he's, lighting things up and moving things around so it's lit properly and it looks good and it looks a certain way, like he's doggone Martin Scorsese out here in this piece. Why is he shooting all this content? Can't just be for himself. It just can't. He's doing it for somebody else, or somebody's else's is. Something crazy about this, but let's continue on because we got a lot more. There's a lot more to break down. Have mercy. So, plaintiff was shocked and horrified that Combs and Sherman had recorded and publicized the video of them doing this crime. After over 2 decades spent trying to heal and distance herself. This is after 2 decades that she finally found out. Remember that. After 2 decades, she finally found out from her former boyfriend, who apparently was still an executive at the doggone Bad Boy Records, Bad Boy Studios, which is insane. Finally tells her, yeah, they got a video of you that they've been playing over and over and over again. Yeah. They make fun of it, and then they give me hell about being in a relationship with you. He finally says this 20 years later. The fuck? Make that make sense, ladies and germs. Okay. Man, I'm sweating. You know what I'm saying? This gets me so heated. So after 2 decades spent trying to heal and distance herself from this experience, the plaintiff was devastated by the news. She felt as if her life had been turned upside down again, and like the R had been happening again and again, even as she was trying to forget it. She experienced acute physical distress, plunging into deep depression, and again, having these unthinkable thoughts in her mind. She felt intense fear, anger, and anxiety. Plaintiff lives with the distress of knowing that the video of this brutal crime is in circulation, and that anyone, including her family, friends, peers, could view it at any time. In a panic, she reached out to Sherman after learning about this tape, hoping to protect herself from further humiliation by convincing him to destroy the tape or provide it to her, give it to her. But he did not respond. Combs' pattern and practice of violence, and A, including substances, R, and secretly recording his attacks against women. Combs has a long history of violence in A. This long-standing behavior has been enabled by his ownership of and titles at the Combs corporations and their affiliated entities, and the immense wealth and power he has amassed through such business dealings. Among a long list of allegations, in 1996, he was found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with an actual weapon. In 1999, he was arrested and charged with second-degree A and criminal mischief in connection with the attack of a record executive and arrested again the same year in relation to a pew-pewing at a club in New York. The female victim has consistently stated that Combs banged her in the face at point blank range. Combs also has a pattern and practice of using power and influence in the music industry and entertainment industries to submit people to SV, often supplying them with substances, okay, or coercing them to consume the substance and recording these vicious attacks, often without the victim's knowledge, just as he did with Talia. In the past year, a number of these people have come forward to accuse Combs of SA, these violent R's and or STing. So we already know about this New York Adult Survivors Act. There were 3 lawsuits that were filed. One was Cassie Ventura, which we already know about. Another one was Joy Dickerson Neal, which we know about as well. Okay, again, she said that she was attacked. He gave her some substances. He attacked her, and then apparently was secretly recorded. Let's not forget, just to jump back a little bit, Cassie was also plied with substances, also recorded, and and viciously attacked by many male pros. Okay, Liz Gardner, okay, who she met at an event hosted by a record label affiliated with Bad Boy, sued him for attacking her and her friend, okay, in 1990 or 1991 when she was only 16 years old. In December 2023, an anonymous plaintiff sued Diddy, okay, for GRing her, applying her with substances in 2003 when she was only 17 years old. The complaint alleges that Diddy and one of his business associates and employees lured the plaintiff to Daddy's house, okay, through their affiliations with the Bad Boy Enterprise and its related entities, and arred her in the same location where the plaintiff was actually attacked as well. We also got the Lil Rod lawsuit as well. Him saying that he engaged in and was coerced, made to be in these unwanted acts in the carnal nature as well. Okay. We got Crystal McKinney. We'll just go through these quickly. We got Adria English, who was someone who was forced to go and do things with celebrities at these parties. She was laced with substances as well, secretly recorded while doing these acts as well. Then, of course, now we have Dawn Richard, who sued him as well. And she saw a lot of things as well, as he also SA'd her, false imprisonment, and subjecting her to a hostile work environment due to her gender, including degrading comments and threats. And then she says in her lawsuit, it's alleged that he regularly supplied others, including minors, with copious amounts of substances, of the party favors and of the spirit kind, and then subjected them to acts. So we already know about him being arrested. Let's see if there's any more. So, of course, it says the violation of New York City Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. The plaintiff hereby incorporates each of the foregoing paragraphs as if fully set forth herein by viciously and violently forcing contact, okay, of all kinds on plaintiff. All right. The requirement of that crime, of the crime of violence, be committed because of gender or on the basis of gender and do at least part in to an animus based on the victim's gender is satisfied because defendants Combs and Sherman violently forced her to engage in this type of act without her consent. Okay. So all of this is this other kind of what of course they're trying to attack him with. Of course, this is more just a kind of a breakdown of why they are going after Diddy and Sherman for these things. But again, in other words, it's a lot of like that legal jargon stuff that, of course, we're not here for. Okay, we now know what he has done, what he is being alleged of doing. There's also the allegations of the actual distribution of this type of content. That's actually a huge deal, in my personal opinion. Again, this is massive, massive, massive for something like this to actually exist. And again, will there be justice for her? I'm wondering, because this is some wild stuff. Again, you see here someone speaking out, someone saying that he did these things. He lured her in because he was like, I'm really concerned about your man's job here. So she goes, I'm thinking that it's just going to be a conversation, but it is weird no matter what. Why would he ask her to sit down, right? To talk about his future? It seems a bit weird, in my personal opinion. That part is weird. But one thing we would know for sure is if these tapes actually exist, and if other people did see these, two different things we have to put in consideration. Three different things we got to put in consideration. If this act actually happened, first things first, they went into Bad Boy Studios, right? I'm sure they got video cameras all up in that mug. Now, sure, those things could have been erased, not showing any proof positive of Diddy walking in and out with Talia and Sherman. That's a possibility. But at the same time, that's some content that would show proof that she actually walked into the place and walked out by herself, right? Walked in with them and walked out by herself. That's a possibility. Number two, the tapes themselves. The tapes themselves could show and corroborate her claims. If they exist, they could definitely corroborate her claims. Number three, remember, her boyfriend, her former boyfriend, 20 damn years later, finally goes over to her and says, yeah, I saw those videos and they kept showing them throughout the entire time with all the boys, and we'd watch them, and yeah, we watched those things. One, you got the boyfriend, so that's a witness. Two, you got anybody else that was in the room aside from Diddy and Sherman that could also confirm that they saw those tapes and that act was caught on film, and it was indeed an R. Think about it. Also, yes, you're a unicorn on TikTok. Also, the driver that picked her up while she's sitting there sobbing, crying in the car uncontrollably, and he's begging her, trying to convince her to go to the hospital so that she can get an R kit and file an R charge, right? Charge him with R. She decided not to do that because she was scared out of her mind, right? What about that driver? Now, I know that's 20 years later. Is the driver still alive? That still remains to be seen. But at the same time, there are witnesses, if you really think about it, that she could do reverse math and go, let me see if I can get a hold of the driver. Let me get my former boyfriend involved in this. He's confirming that he was distributing this content, that he was selling this content of her being viciously attacked. The tapes are the thing, guys, for sure. The tapes are the thing. And if they still exist, have mercy. Diddy going down. Joseph Sherman as well is going down too. But this is, like I said, crazy. So let me grab some of these super chats here really quick. Urban Warfare, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. He's a demon. The other demons will be revealed. A shame. I agree. 110%. Mimi, thank you so much for the love. Hit the like button. Yes, please. Let's get it to 2K. Can we get it to 2K? We're almost like we're way past 1K, which is dope. Can we get it to 2K? Let's just get it to 2K. And don't forget to subscribe. Okay? We're keeping a close watch on this. We are on Diddy Watch like a mother lover. Okay? So please, all right, be sure to follow if you can. Hit the roses if you can, because I'm giving you guys breaking news. So if you can hit a rose or two, that would really mean the world to me over here on the TikTok. That would be dope. Okay. Ellen, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome. And just like Ellen, please become a member. Simply hitting that join button down below. Okay. Really helps the channel. Real talk. Starlight, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate the support. Pretzels, what's up? Thank you for keeping it real, Pascal. I appreciate you not passing anything off as fact until it is fact. Great integrity in my book. Thank you so much. You know, it's hard out here because, you know, it could be really easy to go on the gossip train, right? Just ride that gossip train until it just falls off. But at the same time, that's just not how. What I'm trying not to roll like. Does that make sense? Moving on. S-Dubs, this is a lot. If you need a break, step away. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah. It is pretty intense. Ray, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Kimberly, just had to send support to Pascal for going through all of this horrific ish for us. You know what? Thank you so much to everybody too. Diddy and others need to go down deep. Exactly. I agree. It's coming. It's coming because let's be real. All of this, okay? All of this, you're telling me all of this, and still, there are still people out here going, well, maybe he really didn't do all this. No, he did. Now, of course, we have to err on the side of caution with this. A lawsuit is a lawsuit. We don't know. Again, it could be real. It may not be real. Let's not forget, even Lil Rod's lawsuit, I'm still side-eyeing. Even though that information came out, even though that lawsuit still exists, I'm still side-eyeing it because you still are going, is it 100% real or is it fake news? Of course, we're all doing that same thing. We're all wondering the same thing, right? We all have the same questions. What is real and what is not? But still, no matter what, this is 110% a filed lawsuit. And Tired on TikTok. Whoa, Tired as a mother. Thank you so much for the love. Wow. Look at her go. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sheesh. Thank you. Thank you so much. Tired as a mother. Thank you so much. Hey. But yes, guys, like I said, you know, we have to take this in stride. Take it with a grain of salt. All of them. Because there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more people coming through. Like I said, for the last few weeks, ever since this has been dropping off, we've been getting more and more information on everything. Now that he's been arrested, like I said, at first, it was Cassie like she was the boy with the finger in the dam, right? She pulled the finger out. Now it started to trickle. As soon as he got arrested, that whole dam blew up. And I have a feeling this is not the only person that's going to step forward. It's going to be a tidal wave of other lawsuits coming. Watch. It's going to be insane. Thank you so much, Goddess. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. It means a lot. Okay. And yeah, man, massively crazy. Okay. See, Cat lady just said Kanye isn't so crazy now, is he? No, he crazy. Yeah. No, that man crazy, okay? But a broken clock can be correct 2 times a day. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that he's completely off his rock. Well, he is kind of off his rocker. Let's completely keep it real. I miss Kanye. This is Ye. We're dealing with Ye now. Kanye, I miss the old Kanye, right? So, true. But he's still crazy. He did say some things in the past, but he's still crazy. He's still crazy, man. He's so... Kanye, what a talent. And then, wow. You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. But guys, that's the lawsuit. There you have it. What say you guys? What say you guys on all this? Are you surprised? I mean, at this point, we shouldn't be that surprised about these allegations, like what's been put into this lawsuit. We shouldn't be that surprised because we've seen this before. It really is a tale as old as time at this point. We've heard these vicious attacks. We've heard things like this. So it shouldn't be that big of a surprise, but still, nonetheless, it is still heartbreaking when you hear stuff like this. This is a very vicious man. And he had a lot of other people around him partaking or enabling him, which is absolutely terrifying as well. It just makes you wonder how evil people really can be because of power. Really? Pam, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate the support. Karen, thank you so much. What about Jonathan Odie's interrogation? Yes, that interrogation is something else. Now, he obviously is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too, but the things that he says now, we're all looking back at that. We're all looking at that and going, well, I guess he's not as crazy, right? Even though he's still crazy. He's not as crazy, I guess, right? So, yeah, that interrogation video says a lot. Leslie, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Okay. And even so, yeah, Cat Williams, everybody's like, oh, Cat Williams is crazy. No, not so much. He's one that I'm like, okay, he's just goofy, right? He's just Cat Williams. But now the stuff that he's been saying, I'm going, oh, damn. Yeah, he what he's been saying hasn't been wrong. So now I'm wondering about everybody else because he's been dropping like Jermaine Dupri's name. He's been dropping all kinds of people's names in the past. So I'm kind of curious about Cat and how accurate he really is. Okay. It's crazy. This whole thing's crazy. Crazy, guys. But we'll see. We'll see how this all transpires because this is going to be, I feel like I said, this is just the beginning. We've only just begun. It's just the beginning, guys. And it's about to get crazier. Trust and believe. Anyway, guys, that's the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really means a lot. It really does. Okay. You guys could have spent it anywhere else, but you decided to spend it with me and with this information. That means everything. Kanye got sued too. He did, which is also an interesting one, Nikki. Thank you so much. That is true. He did. Talking about how his weed whacker is, racist or something crazy. I don't know. He said something crazy. Lisa, thank you so much for the sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. And yeah, let's not forget Wendy Williams. She's been saying things for since the jump about Diddy. And they made her look like she was crazy too, before she actually did go crazy. Crazy stuff. Everything's crazy. But hey, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. I'll be back a little bit later on today. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. I'm trying to do everything I can, but, I'm only one man, right? But hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Crush it. Don't forget to hit that hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on these other platforms, follow me on TikTok. Follow me on these other platforms, okay? Facebook, X/Twitter, and Instagram. Please go some love. Go show some love. Hit that follow. Subscribe here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel right now. After you subscribe here, go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers right now as we speak. And if everybody went over there right now, we'd get very close to 10,000 subscribers. So please subscribe here, go over there, subscribe there, okay? And I got some new videos over there, so check out those new videos because they're very interesting. Ashton Kutcher talks, and of course, the conversation about Diddy not eating while he's in jail, which is very interesting. So anyway, hit that subscribe button, hit that join button down below, become a member, please and thank you. Go check out, okay? Go check out Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Go over there and check it out. Also, go over to my merch page, pascalmerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there as well. Go show some love. Be a part of the family. Be a part of the craziness that is The Pascal Show. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Much love to you guys. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.